It's your Wednesday Loose Women, live with Stacey Solomon, Janet Street Porter, Kelly Brook and me, Kay Adams. To your midweek Loose Women. Coming up, after a hungover mother was publicly shamed by her 7-year-old daughter, we'll be talking about those times that we've shamed or been shamed by our own families. Also, Bake Off's Candice Brown will be telling us how the heartbreaking loss of her beloved grandfather inspired her to bake. And we'll be finding out why Kelly's backing a campaign asking the women of Britain to bare their busts. She hasn't asked me, surprisingly enough.
Actually.
One of us isn't too pleased with her. All that and take a guess, folks. Take a guess. All that and lots more on today's show. Now, Stacey, I was scanning your social media last night, as I did.
Yes.
And an intriguing little post. You just wrote, "Oh, hi, anxiety."
Yes.
What was that about?
Do you know what? I just, I get anxiety from time to time, and I just had like a wave of anxiety last night. And you're like, oh, hello, here it comes. And it sort of like bubbles up inside of me. It's something that I know is a part of me, and I've stopped sort of trying to fight against it as such.
What is it, though, when you say anxiety?
Janet was on today.
We love each other. We were working together yesterday, and I said goodbye to Stacey at 2 o'clock, and I went home, and you seemed perfectly all right.
Yeah.
So what happened?
I think I'm quite good at managing how it manifests itself, and it probably gets worse at night time, when I have more time to sit and think about it. And it just is a part of me, and instead of battling against it now, I sort of have to be like, oh, hello, here you are. I'm going to ride you out because I know that it'll be over soon, and I've just got to accept that this is a part of my personality rather than something that I've got to try and get rid of because I can't.
We spoke about it before, and I said to you, do you keep a piece of paper by the bed?
Yeah.
Because I do. And when I get things out, especially at night, I get things out of all proportion. I have a rerun of things in my head, then I have to write it all down. And when I read it in the morning, it looks stupid.
Yeah, I do it all the time. And when we were talking about this, it's one of the best conversations about anxiety I've had, just because I look up to you and aspire to you. And I never thought that someone who seems so cool, calm and collected would ever experience anxiety.
I mean, Janet, a lot of people would think that everything's water off a duck's back to you.
But it isn't, because yesterday I went to see a really good film, I, Tonya, and I came out and I was in a really good mood. And then on the way home, I looked on my phone, and because I'd made a few jokes with Linda yesterday about her swimsuit picture, which were jokes, everybody watching, and we are close friends. A couple of nasty people on Twitter were on and on and on at me, and I was reading it, and I thought, put that phone down, put that phone down.
Yeah.
And then when I got home, I thought exactly like you, I had a major anxiety attack about whether I'd been too horrible to Linda. But we came out of the studio and we were really friendly. It's just that anxiety can, even manifest itself in me. And then I got up this morning, I wrote it down, and I got up this morning and I thought, oh, Janet.
So do you just manage that yourself, Janet, or have you ever kind of gone to get outside help for that, or...?
I haven't ever got outside help for anxiety. I have for relationships, and I have discussed my... One psychiatrist said to me, obviously on the outside, you appear like you're like an iceberg, you know. There's hidden, there's a lot of you beneath the waterline that people don't know about, and you're not willing to reveal it. But I am willing to talk about the fact that even, strong, confident women like me, someone can get through to me. They can absolutely get through, and the same is Stacey.
And social media, I'm not saying social media creates all anxiety, but I do think it adds to it.
Well, it got to Colleen because
she
came off Twitter. I mean, it definitely got to Colleen, and it got to the point where it was really, really upsetting her. Yeah.
It just wasn't good in her life. How do you...
Well, I think it comes to a point where you can't come onto a show like Loose Women and edit yourself because people are going to have opinions on you. I think you've just got to, just try and deal with it. I mean, I've been you know, criticised throughout my whole career for numerous different reasons. And so I feel like I think I'm quite strong in terms of I don't take it on board so much. I don't know about anxiety. I mean, I do write lists of everything all the time. I'm responsible for doing that.
Because I don't think anxiety, like you said, Kay, necessarily is sparked from social media.
You said it was
or
from your
else.
fridge.
It can be really menial things for me, like my fridge cabinet might not be organised, and I know that sounds ridiculous, but I could be thinking about that all day and all day and all day, and then eventually it will spiral off into that's not organised, my life isn't organised,
I was going to say,
my children, what am I doing, who am I, and it just really gets worse and worse to the point where it feels like you can't breathe.
Because as women, we put a lot of pressure on ourselves, don't we, to be perfect at everything, like get the house done, you know, pay the mortgage, your children, your work, you know, we want to do everything, but then
I don't think
it's all right to have your hand up and go, oh, it's a bit overwhelming sometimes.
Let's calm you down and change the subject.
I'm talking about it.
I don't know whether this is going to stress you out more or stress you out less. Yesterday it was announced that Magic Mike star Channing Tatum and his wife of 8 years are splitting up. Oh, I know. However, it's all very amicable. I've got a statement here. They sent it to me personally. No, they didn't. But they did post it online. Do you want to hear it?
Yeah.
Here we go. We have lovingly chosen to separate as a couple. We fell deeply in love so many years ago and have had a magical journey together. Absolutely nothing has changed about how much we love one another. But love is a beautiful adventure that is taking us on a different path for now.
It's lovely.
Do you want some tissue?
I feel slightly sick. Was that not written? That was written by their PRs, by their managers. It's a PR thing.
I love it. I would actually, God forbid it ever happens, but if I do break up with Joe, that is what I'm going to copy and paste. I love that.
Oh dear, my breakups are much more EastEnders and less Hollywood. Yeah, absolutely. I don't throw things. I have maybe thrown a few things in the past, but they're always. I just think if you really love someone, how can you break up amicably? I've always been like so devastated. Like I never want. Like I don't know. Maybe I'm just more passionate, but
Did you stay friends afterwards? You don't want to sort of settle down?
Not in the beginning.
It's a no, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a no, because I feel like out of respect to my new partner, I just think it's wrong. And I've had like ex-boyfriends reach out and like, you know, kind of be friendly, like, oh hi, how are you? And just wanting to get in that conversation. I thought, oh, I'm not going to get sucked back into that because I think it's disrespectful. But you stay friends with all of your exes.
What do you do? Put these blokes on a pedestal. The new one, they haven't earned their spurs yet. They're just they're through the door. You've started your relationship and you're worried you might damage it by the person you were with before. I just can't understand that mindset because in my book, the person you're with that you might have spent years with, that was your equal in all sorts of ways, if you've grown apart, that part of that yucky statement I do agree with, that you can stay friends and you can go on different paths. But if you love them enough to spend all that time with them, then give them the respect of still treating them like friends. And for me, all my exes are like family members. Maybe because my own family was so dysfunctional. I thought, all right, never mind about you. I'll have lots of husbands and lots of boyfriends, and they all get on.
But Janet, I remember one time I was engaged and my fiance got home and I said, oh, what have you done today? He said, oh, my ex-wife was in town and we went for lunch.
Yeah.
Well, right, so what do? Do I go, oh, that's lovely, what did you have? Or do I go, what the hell? And like, which is obviously...
So what did you do?
Well, I obviously lost the plot, didn't I? And I went crazy. And then I'm called immature and I need to be emotionally mature and I'm really letting myself down and it just makes me like more angry.
So with your present partner, if he said so-and-so from the past is in town...
I think when we got together, I think Jeremy and I, we don't really do the ex thing. Like, it's just me and him, it's us. And I have to say, by doing that, our relationship is probably one of the most successful relationships I've had because we completely trust each other. We're with each other all the time.
You don't trust each other, otherwise you'd be allowed to see your exes for lunch.
No, I don't. It's not.
I suppose it's different for different people, isn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, I have an amicable relationship with my exes, but there's children involved, so I don't see any other option other than to be amicable.
Yeah.
But my parents, when they divorced, my dad literally moved out up the road and lived opposite us, and they're still really good friends. He remarried. My stepmum and my mum are best friends, so it can be really amicable.
What about the actual point of breaking up?
I don't remember my parents arguing at all.
Really?
Yeah, I don't remember a crossword between them. They decided and realised that their relationship
Is that not a
had
real
reached an
shock
end.
as a kid to hear that they were splitting up?
No, I think because they were so honest with us and open and said, look, Mummy and Daddy just don't feel the same love towards each other that they used to, but still dearly care about each other and you. That's all we need to know. And they had a great relationship with themselves. But I can understand also having a really fiery relationship and then, you know, splitting up with someone on terrible grounds and not being able to have a relationship with them after. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Kelly, are you seen as a threat by other exes then?
I don't think Jeremy even speaks to other ex-girlfriends, or in my mind, I've never even seen a picture of an ex-girlfriend of his. I don't think there was anyone before me.
By, you know, you guys that you did go out with who are now moved on?
What do you mean? Say that again?
Well, I mean, if Kelly Brook turns up and she's one of your boyfriend's exes, are you not a bit of a threat?
I don't understand. Say that again. I don't understand.
So if I went out with you and then met somebody else and we went out for lunch together, would my somebody else be worried because it's Kelly Brook? Is that what you're saying?
I wouldn't do that to another woman. Why do I want to have lunch with your... What, do you want me and Joe to go for lunch tomorrow? Would you be all right about that?
I think
Really?
you all are on the
mind.
nursery slopes of relationships, because I go on holiday with my ex-husbands or my ex-boyfriends, talk to my friends. I'm in the modern world. I'm fluid.
You're fluid, exactly. You're fluid. I'm not.
Little pigeonhole.
It may be old-fashioned, but I'm telling you, Stacey, if me and Joe started having lunch every Tuesday, you'd say something about it.
You know, I mean,
if it was every Tuesday. I know you and I know Joe.
We're just friends.
I don't think I trust him enough to...
this has been a beautiful show already.
Yeah, been at the bra rail.
I know, Janet Street. I'm fluid and I'm in the modern world. Kelly Brook, she's too old-fashioned. Still to come, Great British Bake Off winner Candice will be telling us why her experience of losing her beloved granddad means that she's backing a new dementia campaign. And we'll be discussing those embarrassing times we've been shamed by our families, all of that after the break.